Hunting knives are often one-trick ponies, able to break down an animal well, but they wouldn't be my first choice to carry every day, and with modern outdoor knife designs, they wouldn't be my first choice to take on a camping trip either. Well, that is far from the case with Buck's new Alpha Pro series of hunting knives, offering two sizes with the standard Alpha and the more compact Alpha Scout. And so though these are intended for the game trail, Buck unknowingly has created two tools that are excellent at both everyday carry scenarios, but also as companion woods tools. And so I'm looking forward to unpacking the three things that really are unique to these hunting knives that make them so capable in other scenarios, but also sharing the one drawback that both these knives share that costs them a few points in overall likability. So guys, thanks for joining me today here at the channel. I'm Aaron, this is Gideon's Tactical. Let's dive in. Well, welcome back guys, and welcome to the new indoor studio. Still tweaking some things, particularly like in the lighting scenario, but pretty pleased with how this has turned out so far. Let me know if you guys have any ideas on things I should throw back here behind me. And the first thing right out of the gate, now having used these and carried them regularly in a lot of different scenarios for a few months now, are the transportation features in the leather sheaths. Now these are American-made leather sheaths, which is really nice because sometimes you can get them kind of like made in Mexico or China from a lot of companies. So American-made, double-stitched leather, really well done with some really nice rivets there just to hold it all into place like you would want it. And that's going to be on both of these. So that's excellent. But what I really like is how slim the profile on both of these leather sheaths are. I have carried these tucking the bottom end into one of my back pockets and then just wearing them around town, and no one has been the wiser. They are extremely concealable for everyday carry situations for a leather sheath. Just for a little perspective here, when you throw your Buck 110 into a leather sheath like this, you can see the profile difference between the full size and a leather pouched sheath that you would carry a Leatherman or a Buck 110 in. It is slimmer in every category. And when we look at it compared to your run-of-the-mill pocket knife, here's a Civivi button lock pocket knife, you can see, if we're gonna pick this bottom frame, I might have to do like a photo. It is actually slimmer on the entire body portion and about the same diameter when you actually put it up against your belt as the pocket knife itself. So, I mean, it is really mind-blowing, and that's the full size. So the smaller is even more slim, more carryable with a really nice large leather belt loop on both. For those hunters, leather is going to be quieter than Kydex and polymer usually, as well as keeping the handle flush with the loop. So they ride low, but they're still very concealable. A lot of other, leather sheaths are gonna be pretty thick, pretty bulky, and not slimmed down. So the slimness, as well as just profile, I'll just say, I mean, it just looks good to boot versus Kydex. We're so used to having Kydex like on our Azulas, and we'll run this up in competition a little bit later. So sheaths are designed to transport an essential piece of kit, our knife, and these sheaths really do execute it well, and I'm pleased with the way that they're designed. And it makes me think of other essentials that we need to transport, regardless if it's a multi-day backpacking trip, your yearly hunting trip, or just adventures closer to home. And I'm thinking of water, hydrating ourselves, and how do we transport it? Well, the way that I often do it is with today's sponsor, which is Hardside Hydration. There's a reason why I'm glad they're part of our affiliate network and a regular sponsor here at the channel, is because this American-based small business has come up with a very unique solution, having the hands-free capability of a hydration hose, but have it draw water from the exterior of my pack in one of my favorite rigid water bottles, regardless if it's a 48-ounce Nalgene like this, or any small-mouthed 28mm sized bottle like this smart water bottle. And that's exactly what the Swig Rig system does. It gets that water outside of my pack, much easier to see where the water level is, much easier to refill through water filters on trail, and then quickly disconnect and continue to use that same bottle, regardless if I'm at camp or I get back to my vehicle. And eliminates all the headache of cleaning and storing those structureless large water bladders. These things are awesome and allow me to transport my hydration in a much simpler, easier, and more effective way. So I invite you guys to check out the link in the description below this video over to the Hardside website, where you can see all the different features, capabilities, and options that are available through the Swig rig system, as well as other accessories that they offer. And don't forget about that exclusive promo code that will be included as well. That will give you 10% off your purchase. So hop on over and streamline your water system. Now, the second reason these knives are so capable across the spectrum are their blades. Number one is the grind. A lot of hunting knives are going to have hollow grinds, especially from buck, which I'm not immediately against hollow grinds, but if I can get either a full flat or a high saber grind, then I would prefer that in most of my tools. These knives are both sporting high flat grinds. That means that they're gonna have extra strength and durability over a hollow grind, but because of their insane relief edges up front, it allows them to be also extremely capable at the finer work. So you're not gonna lose and lag anything in your game processing, skinning, removing the hide, doing those type of activities, but you're also going to get a bolstering of durability on harder woods working tasks, utility tasks that you may want to end up putting these knives through after your hunting trip, or maybe you're not even a hunter in general and you're looking for a more compact EDC or camping knife. These allow for a great choice in grind as well as edge geometry, and these have really performed well with their 0.13 thickness on the stock, and they hold that pretty well down to that tip. And the aggressive shape of the blade is the second aspect. I mean, the drop point not being really snub nose, giving us a good piercing tip, but also tons of belly to control and not hit vital organs is extremely hard thing to do. And these somehow just do it so well. They're very lethal. Self-defense rolls if necessary, piercing packaging and other more utility-based tasks, but then again, giving you that belly to just help with the animal processing when necessary. So those factors going together, thin, good, strong, high flat grind, and the aggressive blade shape allow for a lot of capability. The final aspect is going to be the steel. The steel is S35VN with the Boss heat treat. S35VN is an excellent stainless steel, so it's gonna be very rust resistant if you ever get water, moisture, you're carrying it close to your body, so possibly humidity, blood, guts, you name it. It's going to resist, with that satin finish, a lot of that, and it's not going to rust as quickly, holds its edge really well, and it's very easy to resharpen in comparison to a lot of other stainless steels. It's rather tough for its capabilities. And these both are gonna have good 90-degree spines on them to help you throw sparks if you need to, either in a sticky situation on a hunt, or if you are looking at these more as companion blades to go along with you on your bushcraft and camping adventures. Now, there's one more design attribute that really helps these tools be crossover capable in so many arenas before we're gonna get to that one aspect that's kind of a hang up that I have an issue with, as well as competitive options here in just a moment. But it's the handle and the ergonomics. There's a lot of options and capability with both of these tools. The more green reptilian color is rich light, which is compressed paper. So think of micarta, but just done with paper, gives you a nice tactile feel to the handle. Now you can get this color on the Scout or vice versa. And this, the Scout has what they call Dialex, I can't remember off the top of my head, stabilized walnut. So it's a stabilized type of wood. Very beautiful. So you could get this on the full size, you get rich light on the Scout, you can go either way. So what I have discovered really quick is just that it may be just the Scout, but the Scout definitely has like diamond texturing on the handle, and so it is a very tactile. The rich light is a little smoother. It still has some good like feel to it, but it doesn't have a diamond pattern. I don't know if that's like the large doesn't have a diamond pattern, the small does, or if it's the scales. So you look into the scales a little bit. But what I have found is that with the Scout, it's gonna be 3.5 inches on the handle scale. The full size is 4.5 inches. For some perspective there, with my large size hands, I got full real estate, which is awesome because of that huge deep choil right there that you have to use. I don't mind it if you have to use it. Now, if it's like, here's the handle and then a choil like an SE3 or an SE4, I'm not down with that. That's why I have an HM. This works really well, locks me into place, got some jimp so I can pull, do what I need to, scalloping, pinch points on the side there. Really well done. 2 screws on both of these that you can just take the scales off and clean if water or blood get underneath for whatever reason. Lanyard hole out the back there. The scales the tang is crowned, as you can see there, but it doesn't create a hot spot for me. And because I just have that, I'm just so locked into place for different motions, different cutting tasks that you may want to do with a compact tool like this. Now, if you're going to do an hour of bush craft, you're gonna make a spoon and a bowl with this, a knife like the Izula 2 is just gonna have a more organic, simple handle. So this will be more ergonomic for like an hour of gripping and using. It'll just feel more natural. For harder, more aggressive tasks, and just because it's slimmer and lighter, this knife coming in at 2.79 ounces and the full size coming in at like 4.5, that is very impressive to be as lightweight as these are. Now, on the flip side, the larger version, this is the one that I've carried a lot. I love this thing. It just locks me so into place there. Bam! Got that jimp that's very simple but effective. Again, pitch points and scalloping on the sides there to pull. Plenty of real estate out the back, even with big gloves on. Really well done. And what I love is just how deep that drop is. I mean, if I have to, push cuts, do those type of things. Now again, for an hour of bushcraft, there are bushcraft knives or like just a simple SE4 handle, just organic, you can use it in any grip and that's fine. But this is gonna have a more aggressive lock you in profile for other tasks, more aggressive, more utility. We could argue self-defensive roles like that. And I feel a lot more in control and I'm not gonna accidentally ride up on that blade. So both handles in their own right for crossover capability, SUV utility, excellently designed and cool handle scale options to boot. So now to the aspect that's gonna cost this a few points in likability. Now, Buck hooked me up with both of these blades so I could test them out, use them, show you guys the things I like and some of the aspects that I don't. And like I always do here, I don't hold any punches. And throughout this video, if these models or the competitive options I'm about to run in make sense for you, always appreciate it when you purchase through the hyperlinks that I offer in the description below this video to all the affiliate networks that I regularly partner with. It literally helps fuel the channel, helps me to continue to do what I do here. So the problem is value. These are not super cost effective for the material that we're getting. Yes, USA made. Yes, Bucks Forever warranty. Yes, S35 VN steel. But the full size is going to be $200 for a sub 4-inch fixed blade. That's a pretty penny. And for the Scout, it's going to be $180 on average. For some perspective, one glaring example is the Buck 119 Pro Series, S35 VN steel, American made, micarta handle, and it's going to be $200. Exact same price for a much larger tool with arguably a lot more intricacies because of multiple points of the handle, guard, back pommel, whereas this is just, a blank, cut out, heat treated, grinded, and then some scales screwed on. So, and it's just sheer size as well. And of course, the 1095 isn't comparable to S35 VN, but it's American made with a lifetime warranty, and the Izula 2 comes in at under $100. Just to run in something kind of unique and new, here is the SOG Ether FX S35EN made in Taiwan, skeletonized handle, G10, definitely kind of designed as a potential hunting knife, full flat grind, about 160, but has the same steel. And last I checked, the SE3 and SE4 and S35EN, when available, go for right around like 150. So this Alpha series is not gonna be winning any points in your pocketbook, but if you were to throw down an SE3 or 4 compared to this model, I would gravitate more to this full-size Alpha because of the more aggressive blade shape, higher flat grind, and the designated choil that exists Whereas on those 3 and 4s, they're some of my actually least favorite knife designs because you have these kind of small stubby handles and then you have this big choil that I just don't think is necessary on sub 4-inch knives. But that's me, that's my mileage, and your mileage may vary. So the design is really, for me, what kind of sets it apart. But regardless if these end up being the right tools for you, one thing that they have done is challenged me to become a better provider of sustenance and food through the natural world. These are hunting knives originally, and I am not a hunter, but I want to be. I want to learn some of those skills and ultimately be able, if I had to put food on the table in that way. Same with fishing. I've never been a very big fisherman. This summer, my boys and I have started to learn, and we have a long way to go, but fishing and how to, if necessary, just for the fun of it, but also in a pinch, put fish on the table if we had to. My wife is starting to work with a garden and learn some of those things. And so I hope that you are challenged in this video to maybe consider some of those aspects as well for yourself, to maybe learn hunting skills, or if it's been a while, get back into it. If you haven't fished, maybe learn how to fish, learn how to garden and provide for yourself through vegetation and things around you. That's what it is doing for me, and I challenge for you to maybe begin to do the same. And for those of you who are doing it, pass along those skills, pass along the ability that you have. Take people out on your hunting trips, on your fishing expeditions, or in your ability to garden, and pass that along to the next generation or people who want to learn, because I bet you if you look around, there are plenty who do. So I appreciate you guys coming over today and watching this video. I look forward to hearing all the comments, questions that you may have. I'll do my best to answer. And until next time, always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.